Hi guys, and welcome back to Pappy English. My name is Sam and I'm traveling the world and teaching you English. Today I'm in Glasgow in Scotland. We're going to explore this incredible city, and of course I'm going to teach you English as well. So let's go.
This is Glasgow, a city streets ahead of many others in terms of culture, architecture and art. In Glasgow it's difficult to know where to start. Streets ahead, that's our first expression to learn. It's informal British English, meaning it is better than, or more advanced than, any other thing that may concern. Your English will be streets ahead of your peers, so while you watch this lesson, make sure you open your ears. The biggest city in Scotland, many English lessons to explore. Welcome to Glasgow. Are you ready to learn more?
So guys, to begin this video exploring Glasgow, we are in George Square. It's a really historical place in Glasgow and it's in the centre of the city. It's really cool around here. You can see 12 statues of important Scottish historical figures. You can also see the town hall behind me and you can see the merchant's house. Now this was a really important point for trade around the world. Glasgow used to trade with America for things like sugar, cotton and tobacco. And the merchants here were really rich. Now a merchant is somebody who trades things. We use it more to talk about people who traded things in the past. Nowadays we say salesman or salesperson. However, in English we still use the word merchandising. That comes from the word merchant. Now merchandising is a product that is connected to a popular brand. For example, Pappy English could have merchandising. We could have a hoodie, we could have a water bottle or something like that. What merchandising do you think Pappy English should have?
You should also learn the term rip-off merchant. If someone is a rip-off merchant, they always try to deceive you and charge you too much for something. The Merchants Quarter in Glasgow won't deceive you though. It's extremely charming and a great place to listen to some bagpipes and drums. Next we will discover something a little different that is a great representation of the famous Scottish sense of humour.
So guys, I'm now outside the Gallery of Modern Art. This building was built in the 18th century and it was home to one of Glasgow's richest merchants. And outside the gallery you can see a statue. The statue is of the Duke of Wellington riding his horse Copenhagen. You might notice something a little bit strange about this statue. The Duke of Wellington has a traffic cone on his head. Now it's a tradition to put a traffic cone on the Duke of Wellington's head in Glasgow. Why? Well, probably this dates back to the 1980s when some people, maybe a bit drunk on a night out, threw a traffic cone on the head and the tradition stuck. And you can still see it today. Now he's always got the traffic cone on his head. It's become part of the statue almost. Now in English we have an expression which is to paint the town red. If you paint the town red, it means you go out, you have a great time, you go crazy all over town. I guess in Scotland, or at least in Glasgow, they don't paint the town red. They put traffic cones on statues.
So have you ever gone out and painted the town red? Had a crazy night out with your friends? I hope you didn't throw cones on statues. Glasgow has a great nightlife, and at the end of the night you might want to go to the chippy to get a bite to eat. Be aware though, because the chip shops in Glasgow have something different on the menu.
In Glasgow they will fry anything. You can go to your local chippy. A chippy, that's a slang way of saying fish and chip shop, and you can get fried pizza or fried Mars bar. Now you can also get fish and chips of course, but this time you have bigger fish to fry. Now if you have bigger fish to fry, this is an idiom that means you have more important things to do. So this time don't get fish and chips, you have bigger fish to fry. Get fried pizza or fried Mars bar, they're local delicacies.
Calling these things delicacies might be a bit of a stretch. If you say something is a bit of a stretch, it means you are exaggerating. You are stretching the truth. I wasn't a big fan of the fried pizza, but the fried Mars bar was delightful. At the end, I washed it all down with a can of Iron Brew, a traditional Scottish fizzy drink, the ingredients of which are a mystery. It tastes good though. Next, we're going to explore Glasgow Cathedral and the Necropolis. Sounds spooky.
So behind me you can see Glasgow Cathedral. It's so cool. You get incredible views of this cathedral as well. It was built in the 12th century, making it one of Scotland's oldest buildings. And inside you can find the tomb of Saint Mungo. He is the patron saint of Glasgow. Now, around this cathedral, you will find the Necropolis. It's this awesome cemetery full of tombstones. Tombstones are the stones above the graves. They buried the Victorian elite here. The Victorian elite, the rich, the powerful people from Glasgow from that time were buried here when they kicked the bucket. To kick the bucket means to die. It means to die. It's a very casual way of saying to die. So for example, you could say, he kicked the bucket yesterday. He died yesterday. So when the rich, the powerful, the elite died in the Victorian times, when they kicked the bucket, they were buried here at this graveyard. It's incredible and it's amazing to explore.
I took one last look at the amazing views of Glasgow Cathedral and made my way across town to our next destination. My walk along the River Clyde was thoroughly enjoyable, and it was great to see some sunshine, at least for now. The clouds started to come in. Was it about to rain? No worries. We had now made it to Kelvingrove Art Gallery.
So this is Kelvingrove Art Gallery and Museum. It's one of the best art collections in Britain. Its art gallery has over 8,000 pieces on display. They're very impressive and of international importance. And if your plans get rained off in Glasgow, if a plan gets rained off, it gets cancelled because of the rain, you can come here and explore these incredible art collections. Even if it doesn't rain, you should still come here and check it out.
In English, we have another idiom: when it rains, it pours. That means when something bad happens, everything bad happens. To pour means to rain really hard. In Glasgow, when something is rained off, don't panic. In this case, when it rains, it doesn't pour. You have another opportunity, the opportunity to visit museums and galleries. We are now coming to the end of our video in Glasgow, and we're going to discover Glasgow's West End, a part of the city which definitely has different vibes.
Finally guys, you cannot come to Glasgow without visiting the West End district. This place has got quirky streets, a great food scene, it's a great place to go out, and it's got relaxed vibes. Vibes, that means atmosphere. It's got a relaxed atmosphere as well. As you can see, it's really leafy. That means it's full of trees, and also it's got the botanic gardens here as well. The West End is a really cool place to come and hang out in Glasgow.
In English, we have an expression which is to turn over a new leaf. This idiom means to start behaving in a better way. I'm always running around in cities, and sometimes it makes me quite stressed and not pleasant to be around. I'm going to turn over a new leaf and start spending more time relaxing in beautiful parks. How are you going to turn over a new leaf to start behaving better? Let me know in the comments.
So guys, that's the amazing city of Glasgow in Scotland. We've seen the city and I've taught you some English as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
That was the amazing city of Glasgow, a city streets ahead of many others. I'm travelling the world and I'm teaching you English. Where do you think I should go next?